What's going on, guys? Welcome to today's video. We're working on this thing again. It's been a minute, but
we're gonna finish it.
Yeah, we're gonna finish it. Hopefully today we're gonna start it up. So that's what we've been waiting for. Power steering reservoir.
Oh, we've been waiting on a few things. More so waiting on me.
Fingers crossed that we can start this up today and it doesn't run a bearings. So if you guys don't remember, this is the motor that we put together, and yeah, new bearings, new rings, new everything. It's had all the machine work done, so it's a nice, fresh, healthy motor. The last motor that Ryan had suspectedly ran a bearing, which is just there. It's like the third motor that supposedly fucked out.
Yep.
So hopefully he has much better luck with this old girl.
Yeah, hopefully, eh? The boy deserves it. 2 years owning the car. I think this is the 4th time we've done the motor.
Yeah. Yeah, no, Ryan definitely has not had very good luck with this car. But that's arguably...
That's because he's no car guy.
I was going to say arguably who put the motor together the last few times, but we won't go there.
Yeah, 100%. This time you've built the motor. And hopefully it prevails and does really well. And we could just forget about it.
No run bearings.
No run nothing.
No run nothing.
Yeah, no run nothing. It'll be a noisy lifter at the top when it starts, I'd say, because it's been probably 6 months sitting there.
Couple months.
So
I did soak the lifters, so. But yeah, no, it'll definitely be a little bit noisy until it builds some pressure. If you guys also don't remember, that is a brand new Spoolie Boy, because Ryan was running a 25 det turbo, which turned out to be pretty much cooked.
smash seals, I think, but who knows, it could have been the rings in there. It could have been a mixture of both. But we'll get there today. Why did you bring that
Yep.
Oh, me.
It's right here. I didn't have tools at home, so I just brought the whole thing.
Perfection. So we need just one of them to put on there. I poached the other one for the GDR.
What was this turbo again? It's like pretty much essentially a factory replacement turbo.
Yeah, pretty much.
And this ECU has actually had to tickle up before, hasn't it?
Yep. This has been to Jeff a couple of times. It's already had chip and tune. And maybe it might end up on the dyno, just to make sure it's going to be full kosher as for the boy. So
ideally, I'd like that. Being a rebuilt motor,
it probably needs
always
it
better
anyway,
to be safe than sorry.
I feel that turbo will be slightly laggier than a factory one.
Even just looking at it, it looks bigger. Like the rear housing looks quite a bit bigger than a factory
intake's
turbo.
A little bit bigger too, so hopefully it'll just do the job for him and just be a nice daily driver. That's all he wants out of it. So it's not no performance car, this one. He's got one of them at home too. Yeah,
Ryan's also got a Safira with a 25 plus T that maybe like 400 or just shy or something.
330 on 10 psi, but still we're yet to upgrade the injectors, put a fuel pressure rig in it, bigger fuel pump, and do a retrain, and we'll probably go 400 plus like the SKYLINE.
Yep.
We're going to do some fiddly shit, Joel. We're going to change this today because it hasn't got the piece in here to lock it in. So we're going to turn that over there.
Oh, yeah.
So the intake pipe will come through that gap.
I get to pretty much just watch and film. I'm hopping around still. My knee's not 100%.
Oh yeah, do you want a knee brace?
Oh yeah.
I'll get that for you in a minute. I already tried to undo this and the bottom bit come undone instead of the banjo got. Let's see what happens today. You're going to pull on that.
Jesus Christ.
Keep going. Oh, no. Better get a bigger tool.
I didn't even know the bottom bit turned.
Yeah, me neither until the other day, and then I was like, oh, that's red shit. Do that up again.
Yeah. That's buzzy. You learn something new every day.
These, mate, they change them every time they put them together, I reckon. Manufacturers, like, oh, that's not going to work this time. We'll just whip that out and chuck something else in there. Try and clamp that. Oh, that one's not going to work with those ones. We don't think we can lock it up on the exhaust. Stitch myself up here and get these lost. This grip's going to go ping! Oh, see? The vice grips went ping instead. Just need another inch of space.
Look at that, so much more room. Update, found a spanner. It's big enough to hold it, hopefully. Hopefully that one doesn't slip. Well, we managed to crack it.
It was hard. Yeah. Just pretty much want that pipe to sit there like that.
I'd take it all the way out though, tighten the bottom bit up.
Oi, Joel, that's the smartest thing I've heard you say today.
And yeah, while you're at it, try not to make a huge mess.
Nah, we'll see. I made this mistake this morning of moving the car slightly, forgetting that I hadn't connected all the hoses back up.
Tight.
Actually, next problem, holding that there while we tighten the other bit.
Oh, that'd be easy. Way fucking easier than trying to crack it.
Yeah. Nah, I think the trick will actually be to pull it around further.
And then as it tightens, it'll go to where you want it.
Fucking perfect.
Solid.
Yeah. Right, we'll have a coffee here. Fuck, Joel, doing a real good job of holding that camera and a cup of coffee today, but
Thanks. Trying my best.
sore knee, can't even spin a spanner.
I actually haven't even said on camera how I hurt my knee. I
We're sucking off my ankle.
Sup, Jackson? No, I literally just got in my car last week. Literally just got in my car and I felt a real sharp pain in my knee and it's been swollen and sore ever since. So that sounds like some old man shit right there. Literally just getting in my car.
Getting old.
Just cook that hose thing. It's not meant to go in there.
Yeah, it looks a bit cooked.
See his cable tie?
Wise words.
This won't pull much boost.
But that's pretty much how that's going to go. Just turn that down a wee bit.
This thing's not too far away from being fired up.
Power steering fluid and put a battery in it. Oh, and do those hose clamps up, but I just want to plug that in. It'll start with it just plugged in.
And then as soon as we start it, we're going to drop it in second gear, smash the limiter, get a huge burnout. It's real good for a fresh motor. It's how you're supposed to run them in, eh?
So I've heard you should run them in how you're going to use them. Man, I've heard you should run them in nicely. I've done it both ways. Both have been all good. Oh shit, making a mess straight off the bat. I'm filling it with power steer fluid all the way to the top.
Well, it's already bleeding itself and it's not even running yet.
Perfect. That's the whole idea. Let it do itself.
Let it do itself.
Yeah.
Sounds familiar.
What, do you do yourself?
But
Be confident, Joel.
yeah, we got the CAS unplugged, so we're going to crank it, let it build some pressure up. So we got the power steering pretty much all buttoned up, pipes done. Matt's just quickly swapping out a oil pressure sensor. Bit of an update, it's about an hour or so on. What we ended up doing before we decided to actually try and start the car was we weren't 100% sure if the oil pressure sensor was working properly, so we decided to pull the turbo feed off and we chucked it into a bottle and cranked it again just to check if there was oil coming out of the feed. Good thing we did that because yeah, we realized that there's not actually any oil coming out of the turbo feed, so we're not getting oil pressure. We've taken all the spark plugs and stuff out to eliminate the compression just so the motor would crank over a lot easier and faster. We cranked it over for a couple of minutes to try and build some pressure and we're still not getting anything. Can be common on fresh builds, so yeah, we went and talked to the guys at Car Aid and they actually have given us this fancy contraption. So basically this is just going to pressurize the oil system. I'll show you guys how it works in a second. So yeah, we're going to try and get oil all throughout the galleries and stuff, so when we go to actually start it, we don't run a bearing on startup.
Well, I doubt it's going to run a bearing anyway. The idea is to get the oil to the top versus the bottom. The bottom's going to be lubricated no matter what. So I want to make sure there's oil at the top so we don't run any lifters or roller rock, well, not roller rockers, but just get rid of anything that could do any damage at the top because it's sat for so long with no oil in it.
Yeah. I mean, if it's got 0 oil pressure though, you can end up running a bearing if you...
Depends how much arse lube you put on.
I love how you keep calling it arse lube.
Oh, because it's assembly lube.
We actually did end up pulling the oil filter off, and when we put it on, we didn't fill it with oil, and when we did pull it off, there was oil there, so it's like there is somewhat oil pressure, but it's just not getting to the turbo. We did try blowing down it to see if it was blocked, and it doesn't seem to be blocked. So yeah, we're just going to use that to basically better to be safe than sorry. One other thing that we're going to do that the boys at Car Raid suggested was, I'll show you on Jackson's motor here because it's out, it'll be easier. At the top there is a little bit in there where the oil goes in. What we got to do is we got to jack the back of the car up to get the motor tilting forward, and we're going to squirt oil in there and try and get it to go down to that part and fill up the pump.
It's definitely all doing its job there.
Tight spaces are good, eh?
Love a tight fit.
That's going to be fun to try and get down there.
Nah, so this one's right here at the top. Ouch.
Is it going in, coming out?
Well, I'm 100% certain it will in. The can's half empty.
I think on the next motor that I put together, might look at priming it before the motor actually goes in, because yeah, this will probably be a lot easier.
Ah, it's not too bad. It's just like being cuddly.
I mean more like just not having to do anything like this at all.
Ah,
Be good if just, you know, had oil pressure to start with.
I mean, if this is working, it's actually a whole lot easier than I thought it would be. But looking at the puddle down here, that I'm wickedly creating.
Does it look like it's starting to come out? So we've just taken the factory oil pressure sensor out. Essentially, that sits behind the oil, where the oil filter goes, and Matt's just going to put the fitting needed to go into the block. Drops it on the ground.
Take 2.
Actually, because we have a engine block sitting right up here, I can show you guys exactly where it's supposed to go in. So it's going in basically right there.
We should have worked out what size it was before we put it in there though, eh?
Oh, is it not the right one?
No, it's the right one. We tighten it up.
Ah, gotcha.
We're likely to be that one, maybe.
So basically how this works is we're going to put a litre of oil into this, fresh oil, and then obviously we have compressed air that goes in there and pressurizes the cylinder, and then the oil goes up through this little thing here which goes into there, and then it goes through that line and then into our motor.
Need a straw. It's almost
Do you have
like
a-
I knew that was about to happen.
Do you have a funnel?
No, the straw, bro.
I think it was the same day.
I get why you do that. Allows the air to come back out.
Yeah, because so it didn't bubble like it did before.
On the fly thinking.
Would have been some time filling a litre into here otherwise. I just got to find this fitting and screw. Where the fuck's that gone?
Not so good with your fingers these days.
Whoa. Yeah, straight up good with the fingers, mate. Just not good with the cognitive function.
Oh, GoPro died, so we're switching to the phone, but see how this works. Yeah, we got oil coming out. No, crank it to see if we've actually got oil coming through the system now. But yeah, theoretically now, when we go to crank it, we should get oil coming out of that.
Straight away. All likes golf.
Yeah. Nah, still nothing. So it's the next day on now, and I thought I'd give you guys a bit of an update on what's going on with Ryan's car. It's just chilling out the front here. When we put the oil filter on this thing, we put it on dry, and when we went to pull it off earlier in the video, you've seen that there was oil in the filter. So what we think has happened is the oil pressure relief valve has gotten stuck open. If you guys remember back to when Patcher unfortunately blew his motor on the dyno, what caused that was his pressure relief valve getting stuck open. So yeah, we think the same thing's happened with this. It's unfortunately just a mechanical fault. These things happen with old pumps. It was like the one thing that wasn't really touched on this motor. Basically all we got to do is we just got to pull the pump off and yeah, check to see if the pressure relief valve has got stuck open, and if that's the case, then hopefully we can just free it up, or Ryan might just have to get a new pump. It's a good thing that we were taking precautions and making sure that we did have oil pressure by taking the turbo feed off, because yeah, if we had just started it up and tried running it until it actually build up some oil pressure, we could have ended up running a bearing on startup. So now I'm glad that we did take our time and do things safely, because yeah, we potentially saved Ryan a 4th engine build. Probably in the next couple of weeks or so we will look at pulling that pump off and pulling it down and seeing what exactly has gone on. So yeah, stay tuned for that content. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. You know the deal, like, comment, subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next one.